L-A-T. It's in the name.
Welcome into the Good Old Fashioned Dislike Podcast, where dynasties never die and hate is an extreme word, but just barely. This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/Ben and Travis. Sign up for either tier and get early access, ad-free, bonus content, and limited edition merch. Check out the show notes to see our Patreon co-producers. On this podcast, we pick a football rivalry and we submit that rivalry to the panel of dislike. They will come up with the reasons why we like one team, dislike one team, and vice versa. By the end, we come to a conclusion of where our loyalties lie, mainly based on non-football things, but that's what's so much fun. Be sure to tell us in the comments who you're rooting for when the Florida Gators travel to Death Valley to take on the Louisiana State Tigers. These teams met for the first time on September 25th, 1937, and the Gators lead the series 33-30-3. Now to the professionals of dislike. This week's Golden Dislike goes to all those who would love to sissy football up even more, who would love to see it go to flag football, where the USCs of the world, who barely tackle a soul, would triumph every week because, well, you just can't hit the quarterback. Let me tell you, football is great because it is a collision sport. Let's keep it that way. The uniform like goes to the LSU Tigers. I'm not a fan of the mustard yellow, but the Bayou Bengals do it right. Florida probably has one of the coolest mascots in all the SEC, like Tim Tebow making Bama fans cry when he picked the Gators over the Shula-led Tide, dislike. Tim Tebow picking the Gators over the Tide and ushering in the Nick Saban era at Bama, a legendary what if. Tim Tebow on the same team with Aaron Hernandez and other misfits, and they needed some Jesus. Tim Tebow following the 2009 SEC championship game, like. Tim Tebow just being Tim Tebow. All the likes. Give us Ed Orgeron over Urban Meyer in a shirtless back alley brawl. My top 5 head coaches, I never want to be mad at me. Number 5, Ditka. Number 4, Ed Go Tigers, Orgeron. Number 3, Dan Campbell. Number 2, Bear Bryant. And number 1, Woody Hayes. Give us Billy Napier over the Garden Gnome, Brian Kelly. Florida losing a shot at the national championship following an unsportsmanlike conduct for throwing a cleat, and I quote, 20 yards down the field. Former Gator coach Dan Mullen looks like Cousin Eddie. You serious, Clark? The hat, Les Miles eating grass, dislike. Florida legend Steve Spurrier as a Heisman-winning quarterback and Gators coach, dislike. Steve Spurrier from Johnson City, Tennessee as a Tennessee Vols agitator, all of the likes. Kevin Norwood's son, the Honey Badger, and Devontae Smith's son, Derek Stingley Jr., like. Jordan Jefferson, the 50-yard line of the Superdome, defensive. Corn dogs, like. The Louisiana Purchase, a steal. The song Callin' Baton Rouge, legendary. New Speaker of the House Mike Johnson is from Louisiana, like. Ty Rhymes is from Louisiana, and his mom always brings us king cake to Dallas, CYC, like. LSU Stadium smells funky, dislike. Cajun food is incredible, like. Will Myhan getting cussed out by an LSU grandma for 4 quarters, dislike. Pistol Pete Maravich, legend. LSU Tiger Shaq as a player, unstoppable. Shaq as an actor, we wish someone would stop him. Fellow Freed Hardeman friends Kevin and Scott Kaiser love the Bayou Bengals, like. Florida has Disney World, and against my better judgment, like, for Emmy. Florida's tradition to play Gainesville native Tom Petty's tune, I Won't Back Down at the games, like. Emmitt Smith, Danny Werfel, Percy Harvin, and the freak Javon Curse were Gators. OBJ, Joe Burrow, Leonard Fournette, and Patrick Peterson were Bayou Bengals. When these two get together, protect your laptop and keep your cleats on. In a real nice surprise, Clark, we're going with the Bayou Bengals.